These two weird meatballs are a combination of human and animal genes. Just see them sticking out there, tongues to exchange feelings with each other. But the next moment, they suddenly go berserk. They spit out their spikes and started to attack each other. Soon they all went to heaven in a bloody mess. The audience was scared to flee, and they are the biologist couple. They are mutants bred to improve human genetics. After this incident, Lisa was not satisfied and decided to try again. She thought the experiment had failed because the mutants carried too many animal genes. So she changed the genetic ratio and rebred them. Soon the mutant embryos were finished, but this time, the embryo grew at an incredible rate. It had grown tens of thousands of times overnight. The incubator soon outgrew it. Lisa immediately used her hand to close the valve, but just then, Lisa's hand was instantly sucked in by some force. Jack saw this and came to check it out. It turned out that the mutant embryo had bitten Lisa's hand. Jack rushed to open the drain valve. Then he grabbed a chair and smashed the glass. Then he immediately grabbed a scalpel and cut open the breeding bag. The embryo had already turned into a monster. Jack immediately grabbed the box and covered it up. Lisa was stunned. In the days that followed, the two of them were anxious. If the monster grows up, the consequences will be unthinkable. So they decided to get rid of the creature. But when they came back to the lab, they found that the creature had disappeared. It only left a layer of skin. Just when the couple was confused, there was a sudden noise in the laboratory. Then an unknown creature appeared in front of them, and it moved quickly. Lisa even took off her gloves to say hello to the creature in order to find out what was going on. The little creature cautiously came over. Then it sniffed Lisa's finger, but it suddenly became violent. It saw Jack with a stick and felt the danger. At this time Lisa stopped Jack. In order to do further research on the monster, Lisa gave up the idea of getting rid of it. She released the anesthetic gas. Soon the agile monster fell to the ground. Then they collected the monster's genes. They found that the monster's growth rate was very impressive. The monster's growth rate was 1,000 times that of a human. Within a few days, the monster had grown. Its intelligence was amazing. She could even spell her own name. Lisa also grew fond of it. Jack advised Lisa not to let it go free, because not long ago a lab worker was attacked and almost killed by it. To keep it from attacking humans, they moved the monster to the basement. Not long after arriving in the basement, the monster had a high fever. In order not to be discovered, they had to use cold water in the basement to cool it down. Then the two put the monster into the bathtub. At this time Jack looked at the monster. A thought came to his mind. He grabbed the monster and pushed it into the water. Soon the monster stopped struggling. Looking at the monster in the water did not move. Jack also felt a little bit of shame, but at that moment, monster but in the water woke up. The monster is an amphibian. Soon after the monster has grown into an adult, it continued to live here sooner or later will be discovered by others. So the couple put the monster in an isolated warehouse. But they did not know what happened next would completely overturn their perception.